Welcome to another episode of Dissertation Diaries. Today is St. Patrick's Day, which is March 17th, 2019. I haven't talked to you in a couple of weeks, my bad, and a lot has happened. Let's get to it. Let's talk about the previous week, not the most recent one, but the one before. Last week, the week before, I finished writing some Chapter 2 sections that have been dangling out. I wrote the culture subsection, a cultural compatibility subsection. I finished writing the remaining Chapter 2 sections. I found a new reference, and I found a fantastic 2018 book by King, I want to say. David King. He's a prominent author in this space. It's a literature review. It's a book. It's a literature review. I can download it, read it on my Kindle. So I did that. I downloaded it, read it on my Kindle, highlighted a bunch of passages. That's what I've been doing for the last week or so. Finished reading it today. Now you might be asking, what did I do this last week? Got a few things to cover here. And let's see how we're doing on time. We're good. So the thing I did last week was I finished reading the book and highlighting a bunch of sections. And I went through and highlighted a bunch of recent references that I can dig into and increase my reference count list. I also started the process of working on the survey section. You see, in the dissertation, you had to explain where you looked for your research, what you ruled out, why you ruled it out. And I started logging that. I didn't log it before, but I started logging it now. I'm doing a lot of snowball research. That is where I find an article, it references other articles. Or I find a book that references other articles. And I'm using this book as a way to plow through and get some more articles for my dissertation. I don't know if I told you, but I went through and put together a spreadsheet that tracked the ratios of what I had and what was recent and what's in there. I got to keep it current. There's like four things I have to update for every change I make to the literature review. It's really painful. But whatever. I'll get that updated. And keep it updated, get my ratio up and my count up for relevant articles. So, what else did I do? I read an article. I found one, the first one. I went through the list that I had. The first one I found was not relevant. It talked about post-integration growth strategies. Really didn't apply. But I tracked it, then I found it, and then I rejected it for this reason. It's in a spreadsheet now. Also, found another article and read it. I don't have it in front of me. And it talked about, golly, what did it talk about? It talked about acquisition motives. Specifically, different behavioral patterns for young versus older, more mature companies in terms of what they paid for. Did they pay for it in cash? Did they pay for it in stock? Were they more likely to acquire smaller companies or bigger companies or more mature companies? And this goes to the real reason that people have acquisitions in the first place. If their reasons for having acquisitions is simply to grow through acquisition, that's one thing that would apply throughout the entire life cycle. If the reason that they're acquiring is because they've run out of internal growth opportunities and they're looking for external growth opportunities, that would be an argument for acquiring more late in life as a more mature company. As always, like and subscribe if this is helpful, and feel free to fill out anything in the comments that comes to mind regarding this. Have a great day.